All right, thanks everyone for joining today's webinar on LifeCENTER. My name is Wade Huber. I am a senior life LTC and DI consultant at IFC National Marketing. Today I'll be talking about LifeCENTER. I'm sure some of you have seen this before or at least heard about it. LifeCENTER is and I'll go through some of the details on this, but it is basically a CMS system that allows you to run proposals on final expense and submit applications. We've never had a centralized platform on final expense before. I mean, I got to tell you, I get a lot of calls with clients who are interested in final expense, just small policies to be able to cover their burial expenses. They're inexpensive. There's simplified issue, so no blood work, exam labs, things like that. So we've always had a really high demand for it, but we've never had a centralized platform that allows us to go in and quote and submit applications. Well, we finally have it. Everything's all on one platform. So I think you guys are going to get a lot out of it. This is great for really any agent that wants to incorporate life insurance into the mix of what they're doing. And it's really great for a great example of the Medicare agents, for people that, you're busy during AEP, you have a ton of clients, but how do you cross market to them? How do you get exposure out there to let them know that you can help in this area? And that's where I think LifeCENTER really does a good job. So I'm going to go through it, but before I do, just to let you know, I'm going to keep this to get you in and out within 30 to 40 minutes here today. The lines are muted, but at the bottom, if you have any questions on the chat box, just pop them in, and I'll answer those as we go along here. So with that, let's get started. I have a few questions to ask, though. I'm sure some of you have seen these before, previous webinars, so no cheating allowed. But what percentage of adults own life insurance? Is it A, 10%, 30%, C, 50%, or D, 70%? You guys can pop your answers in the chat box below. I'm kind of curious to get some feedback here. What do we have? We have 30. We're showing another 30. Oh, okay, a lot of Bs. We're showing 10% B. So A's and B's so far. Okay, well, the answer is 50% of adults own life insurance. But the interesting fact is most people who have life insurance actually want to buy more life insurance. So the more you have, the more you want. You realize the need for it, which is often the case. Life changes and they realize maybe debt's piling up or they need to replace income, things like that. So more and more people are realizing they need life insurance, but there's still a huge vacuum of void there that needs to be filled in terms of getting people what they need to get the insurance that they need to cover their families. Another question I have for you is, what is the top reason for buying life insurance? Is it A, final expense, B, income replacement, C, inheritance, or D, charitable giving? Pop your answers at the bottom. I'm seeing a lot of A's and B's. There's a C. There we go. One individual has income replacement. Okay. So the answer is, this actually might surprise some of you, final expense. The overwhelming majority of people buy life insurance to cover final expenses, to make sure that their basic coverage of covering their burial costs are taken care of, so they don't pass that burden on to their loved ones. So there's a huge demand. Again, I'm getting this all the time, of people that are looking for that type of coverage. Last question I have. So what percentage of people have never talked to a professional about life insurance? Never talked to them. Is it A, 10%, B, 15%, C, 20%, or D, 25%? And I'm getting a lot of D's on this one. There's an A. Right, mostly D's. It looks like I have one A as well. The answer is 25%. So most of you got it right. And so, there's a lot of people that have never had the conversation. Usually what I see is when clients are interested, they approach their agents. I get it. You guys are busy. You're kind of doing your thing. So clients have an experience where maybe they have a loved one in their family, something happened to them, or they know of someone that something's happened to. So it kind of gets the wheels spinning. They're thinking about this stuff. So oftentimes they approach the agent. The problem is if a client's approaching you, the agent, oftentimes that means there's a health problem, right? They have, diabetes, or they just had cancer a few years ago. There's something going on. So the sooner you can bring it up to their attention to have the conversation, the better off for the client. You're going to save them a lot of money. You're going to make things easier for everyone involved. And so that's where we can help out. And that's where I think LifeCENTER does a good job in terms of positioning final expense for your products. So with that, let's get started talking about LifeCENTER. What is LifeCENTER? It is a simplified client and policy management system where you store your client's information. You can communicate with them via emails. You can do promos for them. You can primarily, really, it's also a tool to be able to just reach out and let them know, hey, check this out. Here's what we have available. You can keep track of tasks that you have and activities with your clients. It's also streamlined for final expense quoting and app system submission. That's really the main part of the program, to have one platform where you can pop in the client's health information and then find out what carriers are going to be the most competitive regarding those specific conditions. And then you can quote and then submit an app from the same platform. Also allows for call recording and storage. Many of you are on Medicare Center. This is really, it works together. It's all under the same umbrella, under that integrity umbrella. And you're able to record calls for final expense too, if you so desire. Not required like it would be on the Medicare side, but that option is available for you. Also has Ask Integrity, which is the first industry AI-powered digital assistant, which is a great way to be able to, you can pop in a question and find out quick information regarding specific clients you had conversations with, because all the data is stored for yourself, for your client to be able to access that. It's also a lead center integration to better manage and work leads. There is Lead Center. Some of you have seen this, some of you have used it. It is a lead program that's involved and can be tied in with a LifeCENTER. And then also serves as a personal agent website to use with your clients. And I think this last point is really important. I'll go over that with you as well too. It's a great way to get your information out there so clients can see you and know that you're going to help them in that area. They can click on the link or go on, click, take a picture of the QR code, go to your site that you have, run a quote themselves, and then you're tagged as the agent. You'll know, hey, this client's interested in final expense. Then you can get in touch with them to submit the application. So you can have that going in the background. It's a really useful tool. Also, LifeCENTER, and this is a good stat, agents who use it submit 63% more applications. And the reason for this is because there's no back and forth, right? You're not completing an application and finding out, well, we missed this page, or we missed this section, or we didn't realize, maybe there was this health condition that existed. Again, these health conditions, you can pop into the system itself to be able to narrow down which carriers are going to be most competitive. So with that, I'm going to get started to go over LifeCENTER. And again, like I mentioned, you guys have any questions along the way, you can just pop them in the bottom there. Many of you have been on Medic and are using Medicare Center. So we are part of Integrity. Integrity is a huge, really the largest in the country, life insurance consortium. Consists of over 200 firms such as ourselves, BGAs, and over 6,000 employees, over $7 billion in all product lines. They do a huge amount of business. And I will emphasize out of the gate, this platform is very secure. They are a huge company, and they've invested a lot of money to ensure that your information, the client's information, is going to be secure. So when you go to the site, you can enter it from, because they all work together, either from Medicare Center or LifeCENTER or just integrity.com. So here we have it, we're on integrity.com. You log in here and it's going to take you to this page. When you log into an account, you're going to enter your NPN number and your password. And that's going to get you to, this is what LifeCENTER looks like. So very similar to Medicare Center for those who are using that. You're going to see your client's information here. There's a snapshot. All the way from new, contacted, engaged. It's going to work like a funnel. That's going to, show your interactions with the client where they're at through the sales process. It's going to show a policy snapshot of who's declined, applied, issued, etc. It's going to show notes. We're going to get to this in a little bit here, but I just wanted to let you know that this is the first page you see as you get on the site. one thing to note, when you go to get on LifeCENTER and you go to register, you're going to create an account. This is what you're going to need. It's by the way, this is free for you, the agent, and free for clients as well too. You're just going to enter your full name, last name, NPN number, email address, and phone number. That's all you need to do to create an account. And what's going to happen is once you create that account, you're going to put in the system a phone number that you want to be contacted at should clients want to get in touch with you to talk about, like in this case, final expense, right? Now, what happens is when you put that number in, LifeCENTER is going to create a phone number for you. It's a different phone number. This is going to be the number that your clients are going to call. So in this case, I put in my phone number. It assigned me this phone number. Clients are going to see this. They're going to call this. It's going to be forwarded to, in this case, my work phone. So it takes about sometimes right away up to 12 hours to get that phone number assigned to you, but you will see this on your page after you register. As I mentioned, you're also going to be getting an agent website. Now, this is really cool. So I'm going to copy this link here, and so you can see this. This is going to be a URL that you guys can use yourself. That's going to be your own personalized website. It's an enrollment website for clients to be able to access. So as you can see here, it has my information. It has that phone number that was given to me. It has my email address, so clients will know how to contact me. This is Plan Enroll. The clients can go here and they can click on Medicare. They can click on Final Expense. If you don't do Medicare, that's fine. You can just keep it on Final Expense. If you want both, you can. And the clients can actually go here, run a quote. You're going to be notified and tagged on LifeCENTER that this client is interested in life insurance. Then you can contact that client to have that conversation. There's also other useful tools here for the client under Learning Center. Bunch of information regarding instructions, introductions to final expense, why life insurance is important, the different types of life insurance, etc. So that's useful information for them as well too. So that is something you can have running in the background as a URL, right? Now, what I always suggest is when you get that URL, put it on your emails, at the bottom so clients can access your information. You can put on your business cards. You can have a QR code that clients can, have access to get on the site. We'll be talking about towards the end of the webinar here how we can help create client letters for you as well. You can pop that QR code on there. It's a great way for clients to be able to get in touch, have it running again in the background. You keep doing what you're doing, but this is something added where you're not having really to do the work. They're approaching you. You can click on here the lead sources. So if you are engaged in a lead program for life or health, you can click on this. And then it's automatically, once you're on Plan Enroll, you get that site. This is checked for that as well too. On the top here, it says I'm available. What this means is if a client is on the site on Plan Enroll, they're going to see if you're on the site and you're available to communicate at that time. So I'd recommend keeping that on when you are on the site. Scroll down here again, you can choose whether the selling preferences are life insurance or Medicare or both. Now, regarding contracts here, there's health and there's life insurance. I'm not currently appointed personally with any life insurance carriers, but what happens is when you get appointed, and there's 15 carriers, 14 actually carriers that are on the platform. We recommend getting started with 7 of them, and Jillian, who's our contract manager, knows which 7 those are. So once you show an interest in getting appointed, she'll get you set up, and it's going to automatically populate here those carriers that you'll be getting appointed with. Now, it may take a little bit of time for those carriers to pop up here. So what I recommend here is under self-attested permissions, you just click Add New, and you can choose the carrier. Temporarily put in a producer ID. I just put in my NPN number, and you can add all the carriers. And then once you get appointed, it's going to tag into whatever you populated here, and then it'll show up under active selling permissions for those carriers you're appointed with. I'm just going to show you the list of carriers here. Every carrier from Exendo, Columbian, Gerber. We have Transamerica, Aflac, a lot of carriers here that are on the platform. And again, this is final expense, so everything from simplified issue to a graded death benefit to guaranteed, depending on the health of the client. And I'll be talking about that a little bit here as well. Before I move forward, right at this point, does anyone have any questions for what you're seeing right now regarding the platform? Not seeing anything yet. Either hopefully it's not because no one's interested, and rather it's because I'm answering the questions that you guys may have at this point. I'll go with the latter. And again, pop those in the chat box. I'll be stopping intermittently to check those as we move along here. There is also, I'm going to mention this on the top here, it says Learning Center. So if you click on that, this is for your reference. You can go there, you can find the new user guide. This is going to give you kind of, A to Z about LifeCENTER, how to get on there, navigate, things like that. So recommend checking that out if you want to. This is a returning user guide that's going to show you anything new that might have changed since the last time you've been on. And then here's an integrity training schedule, which are going to show different webinars. So if you want to jump on a webinar for Lead Center, for example, or for Life Center or Medicare Center, or anything under that integrity umbrella for life and health, feel free to do so. Check that schedule and you can see a list of webinars there. So I recommend checking that out regularly as well. I'm going to take you back to the dashboard here again. Again, this is the first page you're going to see as you get on the website. Again, it's going to show you the funnel, the clients that you have, and how you're working them through the funnel. This is a snapshot. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to be adding clients on the website, and as they're added, as you work them through the funnel, it's going to pop up corresponding their category here in terms of where they're along on the funnel. As you submit an application, you're going to see the policy information listed here. The nice thing about this is as you submit applications, the carriers are going to notify you of, the status of those, and it's going to tag right into your website. So you can go and see, hey, submit an application for Bob Smith. Here's where we're at. The carrier has the application, they're reviewing. Policy decisions should be made within the next few days, whatever the case may be. You'll be able to see all that information. It's going to show you a task list for clients if you want to follow up or schedule times to be able to follow up and have a conversation, reminders, etc. And again, plan enroll lead. So when clients are interested, if they're interested, they go to that site, your site, and they click on it, they want to run a quote, it's going to populate here. You're going to see who's interested in talking about life insurance, who's interested in possibly applying, and so that way you can contact them to have that conversation. The bottom here, it's going to show you all of your recent activity as well too. So that's the dashboard. Now, in order, again, to be able to run your clients through the funnel, you're going to have to create clients, right? So I'm going to go under the contact section here. This is how you enter your contacts, your clients, into LifeCENTER. There's 4 ways to do it. There's 2 of them involve importing, so you can import them. There's 2 ways to do that. One is where you can have a list of your clients and create a CSV file and just upload the CSV file, and it's going to populate within LifeCENTER. Or you can click download template. They provide a template for you that you can use where you can enter the client's information, have it on one spreadsheet, upload it, and it's going to populate as well too. So those are 2 of the ways. Another way to enter contact information is just add new, so you can do it manually. And again, all you need is the first and last name, date of birth, and a contact, just one contact, either email address or phone number. That's all you need to enter the client in the system. You can enter more information if you want for your own edification, but that's all you need to get started. And then from there, the client's going to be in the system. Now, the 4th way to get them in the system is through Lead Center. So if you're getting client leads and there's interest, you are notified of those leads, and it's going to populate within LifeCENTER as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on a name here. I'm going to walk you through how to run. Oh, actually, before I get there, let me back up a little bit here. When you have these contacts here, there's a way that you can filter in terms of, demographics or however you want to filter them. You can filter according to stage. So new all the way to loyal, retained, engaged, etc. You can filter them according to reminders. So you can set active reminders as you talk to your clients or as you set tasks going forward. And you can also organize it in terms of tags. And by tags, you can organize it according to products. So let's say, you know what, I just want to organize this according to my life insurance clients or MedSup or whatever the case may be. You can do that too. You can organize it by campaigns. So if you just want to look at if there's a lead system, for example, you're using, you can do that after you send out mailers, etc. You can organize it according to, cross-selling. They give you some other recommendations here. and some other ones as well. Or you can add your own. So if you want to add a means that's easier for you to be able to do that, you can do so. These 3 buttons here on the side for each contact, if you click on that, you can either view the contact, you can start a quote from here, you can connect, which if you click on that, it's going to show you, okay, if you want to call them, you want to send them an email or a call script even, you can do that from here. The call script is a good way to be able to, have that conversation, talking to your clients about final expense, to be able to kind of broach that subject to be able to help navigate the conversation a little bit easier. Here it's going to show your clients, if those who are life insurance clients or health clients. If it's life insurance, it's going to be a blue heart that's lit up. If it's health insurance, it's going to be a blue cross. And then again, here it shows the stage as you work them through the funnel. So here I'm going to click on a client and show you how to go about running a proposal. You can go out of the gate and just say, hey, I'm gonna start a quote here, or you can add more information, which I recommend doing if you do know more information about the client. Here, as we can see, this individual, this is just something I popped in, 73-year-old male. We have his contact information right here. Now, if you want to add information on the client, there's a health profile here. So if you click on that, you say, hey, what information do we know about their providers? You can add that here. Do they have any prescriptions? You can add prescriptions. Pharmacies that they're going to, and also conditions. This one I would definitely recommend popping in if you happen to know of any conditions they might have. So for example, this individual might have diabetes. Just click on next, it's going to populate that. And also maybe, let's say, for example, maybe this person had cancer maybe several years ago. We want to add that as well. So it's going to take this information when you go to run a quote, and it's going to tabulate what carriers are going to be most competitive given those health conditions. I'm going to get rid of these for now just because I want to show kind of a wide funnel in terms of, the pricing and the carriers that are available. So I'll get rid of these for now. Can also add, by the way, policies they have, if you know of any existing policies the client may have that could become useful. And you can contact your client up here too, call, email, call script, same as before. Well, let's say we take this information, we're going to run a quote. So I'm going to click on start quote. You can choose either health or life. I'm going to choose life insurance. And it's going to take the client's information. You can pop in their height and weight and the state. Click on next. And it's going to take that information and tabulate it. Again, it gives you an option to add a health condition if you want to. Just click on view quote. And what it's going to do is it's going to populate all the most competitive carriers from least expensive to most expensive based on the parameters that you put in there. You can set this according to the death benefit amount they want to apply for. Go down as low as $1,000 in death benefit. You can go as high as $50,000. And again, this is simplified issue or graded, which means maybe there's going to be a modified death benefit the first 2 years, or a guaranteed death benefit, which means maybe they wouldn't otherwise qualify for coverage given their health conditions, but at least they can have something. And so based on, again, what you put in the system, it's going to kick that out in terms of what carriers are available and the pricing. So when you look here, it defaults to standard final expense, and this is sort of a catch-all to all the categories. So if we're looking at a level death benefit, that would be your least expensive. That would be, it's still simplified issue. There's going to be some health questions that are asked, provided they answer them all well and they're in fairly decent health. That's the most competitive pricing. That level death benefit, in other words, they pay the premiums, and if they should die, tomorrow, provided obviously the policy is in place, that full death benefit is going to be paid out. Now you have a graded and modified death benefit, which would mean most cases it's like, maybe 50% of the death benefit the first year, 70% year 2. Typically, that's kind of how they work. And then a full death benefit starting year 3. Then a guaranteed issue would be, you're going to have, usually it's premiums paid in the policy the first 2 years plus 10%. And then year 3, you get the full death benefit. This would be for clients who don't meet the criteria for simplified issue, so guaranteed issue. But by keeping it a standard final expense, it's going to show you all the carriers based on most competitive to least. So from level all the way to guaranteed issue. Now you can choose my appointed products, so carriers that you're appointed with, to show those. If you click it off, it'll show all of them, even ones you're not appointed with, and it's going to show you the products. Now here it says show only excluded products. So if you click on this, let's say for example you entered some client information, they had some health conditions and they didn't pop up. You click on this, it's going to show which ones didn't pop up. And then by clicking here under pre-screen available, it's going to show you the reason why it didn't pop up. Now in this example, it just says the requested face amount is below the product limit of 20,000. Okay, so it's outside of the parameters that I put because I have it set at 15,000. But you can show that as well too. Otherwise, you're just going in to run proposals based on the criteria. Again, here we can see level death benefit. CVS came out on top. I put in a $10,000 death benefit. So here for 10,000, we have $81.55 a month, and then it's going to go up from there, from most competitive to least competitive as you scroll down. Now you can also tag this to monthly premium. So let's say your clients only want to pay, for example, $40 a month. You can toggle this as well too, and it's going to kick out the corresponding carriers. And then from there, once you're here, you can go ahead and apply. What happens is, provided you're appointed, it's going to go to the website. Now, there are some carriers that are single sign-on, which means as long as you signed in, you're signed in on LifeCENTER, you go to click on that, it's going to take you to the website. You're not going to have to sign in again. It's going to take you right there. Others are not. Others, even if you're appointed with them, you're going to have, once you get to the website, you're going to have to pop in your username and password for that carrier that you're appointed with. But again, you're going to want to, you can only apply with carriers that you are appointed with. So keep that in mind. So once this pops up and you hit apply, what happens is it's going to take you right back to the dashboard. Well, all the information is going to funnel back to this dashboard page, and you're going to see, okay, we have this individual that had applied. We have applied right here, and it's going to work them through the funnel, and all the information is going to populate right here. So that's the quoting system. I want to pause here for a little bit to see if there's any questions. If you guys do have questions, pop them in the chat box. I don't see any that are popping up right now, but I will also let you know. If you guys have questions on this after the call, talk to me, give me a call. If you want to walk through it individually, I'm happy to do that as well too. Or if there's maybe some nuances that you're not quite understanding, I'm happy to help out with that also. That's basically it as an overview for LifeCENTER. Like I mentioned, go to the Learning Center and pop up some of that material. That's going to be helpful as well. So I want to talk next about, what do we do to get you guys started using LifeCENTER? Well, the first thing I would say is contact me or a contracting team and ask them to get appointed with our final expense carriers. And again, Jillian is going to know exactly what carriers those are. That email address is contracting@ifcnationalmarketing.com. Second step would be go to integrity.com/LifeCENTER and create an account. Again, it's just going to be your name, NPN number, phone number, email address. That's all you need, and you'll be able to get on there. Again, it is free for you to use. This is free for your clients as well too. Third would be create and/or import your client information. You don't have to go with all your clients. Maybe start out with a handful or start out with 10 or 20 or 30 or whatever, and just kind of work through it. Maybe contact them and start running some proposals for them. And then also fourth would be start marketing to your clients. Use that personalized URL that I mentioned to promote yourself, either in your emails, your business card, however you want to do it. But we can also help with client letters to create awareness. And so what we do with that is we can personalize a client letter for you to go out to your clients. We will pay for the first 50 letters, and then we can help co-market, co-opt those thereafter as well too. But I think it's a great way to get started to let your clients know, hey, have you thought about final expense coverage? You can pop a QR code on there as well. Clients can go there to that site to run quotes themselves. Great way to have it marketing to them while it's in the background while you're doing what it is you guys do without having to get bogged down with a lot of this stuff. Does anyone have any questions? That really kind of wraps up the bulk of the content that I was going to go over. Scrolling here, let's see. You guys are a quiet group. Wow, either because I hope you're not disinterested. I hope I just did a good enough job, and I'm going to assume that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow up with an email to send you guys the presentation I'm going to send you some information, some talking points regarding Life Center and ways to get started. And I'm also going to follow up with a phone call because I want to hear your feedback, so you guys thought, see if you had any questions, anything, see if this is something that you wanted to incorporate within your business as well. So with that said, I'm going to leave this slide up. This is my contact information. Oh, actually, I see one. Looks like we have a question here. Oh, thank you. Well, hey, I appreciate that. Anything I can do to help you guys, let me know. Again, give me a call. Any cases you're working on, and it's not just life insurance. I help out with long-term care and disability as well. You guys want to talk about hybrid products, all that stuff, I'm happy to lend a hand. So with that, I'm going to leave the screen up. Give me a call if you have any questions, and you'll be hearing from me as well very soon. So thanks for joining, everyone, and have a great day.